Hi, it's Mary coming to you from Charlotte So Natural, and this is month 8. I can't believe we're on month 8 already of the Incandescent Sampler Block of the Month. And I am here today to feature the block of this month. And if you want to go ahead and pull your directions out of your pattern that you have at home or should have at home, and as always, I will be changing the directions for cutting, and you can pick up the pattern at Charlotte's call and pick it up at the curb, or there will be a link that you can download it for you that are in the class. And so today's block is just called X. And when I started this block last night, it was definitely not my favorite block, but it has kind of ended up being one of my favorite blocks. It's super simple. The one thing about it is there is a lot of piecing, and I have tried to eliminate some of the seams, a few seams, by using templates. On this block, we're going to use template set A and optional set C, which is definitely optional. If you don't have set C, you can sure make it work without it. I would also like to suggest that you take a little bit of time, and hopefully this is last month's block, and last month's block was called Girl's Favorite. So this is my fabric that I chose to use for Girl's Favorite, and this is also the setting block that is going to be used, and you all should be working on those, particularly now that you're at home and have some extra time. You should have them all finished. I don't, but anyway, do that. Kirsten will actually be posting a picture of the original block that was in the incandescent quilt that I made to begin with, and it is done with the ombre fabrics, which the cutting will be definitely different on your cutting than what I have actually done in my block today. The block cutting directions in the incandescent directions is only using 2 fabrics and then a background fabric. And I have actually used, golly gee, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different fabrics. So and many of you are choosing your own fabrics, and several of you are doing both versions. So just experiment and see how it goes for you. I will go ahead and run through how I change the cutting directions for you using template set A. And the very first part of the cutting, and I will talk about it as I go. Color A actually is used for the whole block except for your background fabric and these rectangles. So cutting A is going to be, let's see, you're going to do 1A1, which is your center square, which is a little bit difficult to see because I've done some fussy cutting and then added some half square triangles around it. So that's going to be the first one that you cut of fabric A. And then the second one that you're going to cut according to your directions that I have changed is that you're going to cut 8 A5s, which A5s are actually this template here, which is just a 2-inch square, or it's template set A5, which is actually, I'm going to show it here. It'll be a little bit easier to show at this point. So this is going to be your A5, which is in my fabrics 2 different pieces, but in yours it'll be the ombre, which actually is going to give you the different colors that you're going to get in your block. The next fabric one that you're going to cut is 16 A6s, which A6 is just a half square triangle, and that is actually going to be partly in your half square triangles, and then also to create for your flying geese units that you're going to do. And if you're seeing here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 different fabrics. You, in your directions, is only calling for 1 fabric. And then the last one of color 1 fabric is going to be, well, I think that is also the half square for the half square triangle units. So 16 of them are going to be used in your flying geese units, and then additional 8 are going to be used for your half square triangles that are going to be used in one of the corner sections. And then your color 2 is actually just a 2 by 3.5 inch rectangle, or if you do happen to have set C, it is C19. So that's the only thing that you use to cut in your block at that point. And then your background fabrics, as far as background fabrics, the first thing I have listed on your cutting directions are 4 2x5s, 2 inch by 5 inch, and that is just cut with a ruler. Then you're going to cut 8 A4 rectangles, which your A4 is actually going to be used to create your 8 flying geese units that you're going to use throughout the block. Your 8 A6 rectangles are going to be used in making your half square triangles. And then here again I have 4 of your, let's see, it's going to be C19, which I have eliminated on your pattern. In this area right here, they actually made 2 of the A5s, and I created one C19 to eliminate a seam. Otherwise, the pattern has a seam put here, and I felt like it was one thing that you did not need. So I went ahead and changed that. So that is all the cutting that you're going to do to create this block. And as you see, there's a lot of pieces in this block. I won't go back there. Okay, following your directions, step 1. In step 1, you're actually creating your half square triangles. So this is what you're going to use, your color 1 and your background A6s to create half square triangles. You're going to create 8 half square triangle units. Then step 2, you're going to, let's see, what is step 2? We'll go back. Oh, step 2, you're going to create your flying geese units. So here again, they're actually in the pattern taking a large 2 by 3.5 inch rectangle, cutting your squares and putting squares on the corners, sewing across and trimming off. With Marty Michelle triangle templates, you just go ahead and you're going to use your A4 background triangles, and your A6 fabric 1 units, and create your flying geese units using those fabrics. And using those pieces that you have created, if you want to look up here, you're going to use the flying geese unit, 2 flying geese units, and then your fabric color 2 by 3.5 inch rectangle, or C19, and you're going to create 4 of these units. I did go ahead and write in your directions, you're going to press these units to the center rectangle. It presses very easily there. I'll go back and I'll talk a little bit about the half square triangles. You're going to, naturally, it's going to press to the dark. You want to press those to the dark in doing that. So that's just a little bit of directions on how to press. So we're going to create 1, 2, 3, 4 of those units. As you see here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then at that point, sew those together and have that unit done. Then the next step that you are going to do is to create your corner units, and I've illustrated that here. And you're going to take, this is actually A5. These are both A5, and that doesn't go that direction, it goes that direction, there. And you get that little butterfly effect in there. So you're going to take your A5 of color, and these are all supposed to be color 1 or whatever color you choose to use in there, using your own color selections. So you take your half square triangles that you've created there, and you add your half square triangle to your full 2 inch square that is actually a A5, and press those to the square, not to the half square triangle, and you're going to sew those 2 together like this, and they naturally nest because of the way that you've pressed them. And you're going to add, now like I said, this is supposed to be 2 inch squares added together, and I just used a 2 by 3.5 inch rectangle, or a C19, and add that, so then it actually looks like this unit. And then you actually have a mirror image of this. So you're going to do this on I think it's step 4 and 5, and then you're going to make sure you're going to do 2 of them with the 2 by 5 inch rectangle added to this would actually be the left side, and then you're going to do 2 added to the right side. And then once you get that, it's just gonna go ahead and you're gonna spin it around is where it's gonna land by doing that. And so when you get your 4 corner units created, you're gonna add it to your flying geese unit. And your flying geese unit, you're gonna add to your center square that I have actually fussy cut using the Marty Michelle A1 template, which makes it very easy to fussy cut in there. And then you're gonna make your top row, and you'll just rotate, doing the same thing on the bottom row and sewing those together, and your block will be complete in doing that. So if you have any questions, you can always give us a call here at Charlotte Sew Natural at the number, look it up.
284
2547 316-284-2547. And that's it for today. Hopefully we'll see you all here at the shop next month. Thank you.